Okay, so we're going to try a little bit different of a video this time around. I got a little bit of space in here right now because I'm moving games around. And my wife just picked up a High Speed 2, the Getaway, and we are going to be doing some mods to it. In the arcade, the UV light really makes everything on it pop orange with the black lights. So I'll go over that in a minute. But while I got it in my hand, it's kind of starting here. I'm going to go ahead and put this up. Figured that was the easiest way to start. Uh, so it already had LEDs through the whole thing. I've been going through and swapping all those out because they were the really dim let me see if I have, like, this is the red one, but these bulbs that kind of had the concaved, some of them have a little point going in on them. They're fine for some applications, but they were through the whole entire game, and it was just actually here. Don't mind the laundry room, my little storage room here. These guys. So these are just a really dim bulb. Not a huge fan of them to do the whole game in. So yeah, this is my lovely storage room. If you haven't seen it, all my spare parts and all my boards and all that stuff. So anyway, so but as you can see in the black light, even with the lights on, everything just pops a really cool, orange color. So, but the one thing I wanted to show you, I wonder if you can see it with the lights off. One of the mods we're doing, you can see right through there. They're supposed to be foam like down in here, but you can see the carpet. So there's supposed to be foam in there. So one of the mods we're doing to this is all new speakers. Turn the lights back on. So we're going to kind of do an unboxing. These are some brands that I have not dealt with yet. Also, if you can see how much these are, come on, under the black light, these are just well, okay, they're more like a road corn orange. This is like a yellowish orange that's coming up here. I don't know if there's a way I can show it not to do that. But my friend 3D printed these for me. I'm trying to get like too close, but it's more of like that color orange. There you go. But obviously this will go on there. Yeah, now it's looking like a dark orange, but he 3D printed those for me because I thought those would look good under the black light for leg protectors. Um, so yeah, even the side, you can see how that just pops kind of an orange color. So what I'm going to do here is I took them out of the main box, but I haven't dealt with any of these brands before. And I guess what I can do also now, put this back down. Ta-da. Okay. So one other thing I'm going to do is work on the flippers. And instead of doing the typical, I mean, he did rubbers on them and stuff, but you can just see, it's supposed to be yellow and red. But I'm kind of thinking I might try black with orange because with the lights off, yeah, these have more of an orange color to them in person than they do on the camera. In the camera, they look almost like a pumpkin. But I was thinking I might try this. If not, I do have the typical yellow and red. I have a bunch of these, just extra stuff in stock, so to speak. I was going through here yesterday. The little diverter up here, that solenoid needed rebuilt. It was just sticking a little bit. I did clear rubbers through here. I had this whole supercharger thing out of the game, doing rubbers, kind of cleaned and waxed the stuff that's hard to get to while you have it apart. Might as well. I was doing some orange sleeves. As you can see, I redid the LEDs because it was just very dim. And like you couldn't even tell the back box was like lit up. So I was like, let's get rid of all that. I did order, it'll be here in a couple days. So I don't know. I don't know when I'll upload this video. I may wait for it to show up first. The coffee shop, the donut shop mod that just covers up this metal plate. Went ahead and ordered that as well. for now, we're going to hold off on doing the color DMD. Probably will do that just because it's such a nice upgrade. I'm thinking I'm going to do the one where it's still all the circles, that you can change it back to orange, or not the LCD one. The LCD one's actually cheaper than the the DMD one. So probably just going to do the color DMD on this. But anyway, so what happened is whenever I was hooking up, I do a little floor sub on all these. You know, I just keep them and I plug them into the next one. Well, that's whenever I noticed the foam was gone. So whenever I noticed the foam was gone, I was like, okay, let's do some new speakers. So, and I went and I don't know, like I did like a 5-minute search, and everyone's saying Flipper Fidelity or Pinsound. You know, they came up a lot. So I was like, okay, let's look into let's look into both of them. And in my 10 seconds of research, the Flipper Fidelity was a little bit cheaper, and I was like, well, that's fine. That's all we need. We don't need to go crazy here. So I ordered the Flipper Fidelity kit, and then it shipped, and I think it's overseas or whatever, but it got here really quick. But it was like halfway here, and I clicked on it, and I noticed it said only for use with the Pinsound amplifier kit. Well, crap. So went ahead and went to Pinsound. I ordered their Neo board, which is kind of their basic one. They also have one that has way more features, and that's going to get into stuff that I'm really not going to deal with, or I just wanted to do the factory sounds. I even think with this one, you can still download as many sounds as you want, or different. It looks like even this one does a ton of stuff that I don't really need it to do. So I guess real quick, this one came with 2.1 wiring kit. I'm not even sure I need this. Left speaker, right speaker. So yeah, optional for Bally Williams. So see, it says it's optional. So I got to see, why is it optional? Do I not need this? I did do car audio for like 20 years. So when it comes, even home theater, I've got a huge home theater that I wired in the house, 7.5.4 Atmos sound, all that stuff. So 5 different subwoofers, several amplifiers. So wiring and ohm loads and all that stuff is not, foreign to me. That's kind of how I was born and raised on that stuff. So it's more the stuff that's going to confuse me is this file needs programmed and downloaded, and that's the stuff I don't really feel like dealing with. So this is the Pinsound soundboard, their Neo kit. Oops, trying to do this one-handed here. I went ahead and kind of pre-opened this stuff, but I haven't really gone through it yet. So looks like we got some candy here. I don't know what this is. And I don't think this is, I don't have the stuff, but I don't think this is an American brand. Checked by VG, quality check. Device has been carefully checked, dispatch please. Okay, so anyway, get in here. Can I zoom out a little bit here? Whoop, there we go. So just different stands here, some mounts for either wiring or double-sided tape, and then it looks like that's for like a screw hole or something. So we might have to, oh, the board probably, okay. So I'm used to like, so to speak, I can't think of the brand. The Weebly boards or whoever, the old Williams and Stearns and Bally's and stuff, they come, I put new boards in those all the time, and those fit the factory brackets. I don't think these fit the factory brackets. So here we have the actual soundboard. Looks like it does have a headphone jack, headphone station, flash drive. Please update your Pinsound server with the latest firmware. See, that's like the stuff that I don't really want to deal with. So I'm hoping I can just put this in. I did have to tell them what game that I had, so I'm kind of hoping that's already preloaded, if it has to be preloaded on here. So let's see what we're doing here. Kind of looking at what we got going on. WPC, I'm looking at different connectors, what kind of board, what kind of games we got going on here. System 11, Data East, Power, WPC 89, so I'm going to be using that for something. Subwoofer, high, low, mid. Okay, so the only thing that would kind of be a little bit nice, headphone. I was going to say if it had like an RCA output, because even on high speed, I put a subwoofer on the floor. So, and I just, I'm using the low pass filter of the, why's my phone going crazy? Okay. Not making it down tonight. Sunday looking better. Okay. Guy is bringing, it's my old Avengers that I used to have AIQ Pro. It's coming back. I traded him for a Deadpool, his Deadpool a while ago. Then I sold Deadpool, and then he still has Avengers, and now he wants me to just sell it for him. Um, so because I usually just take the subwoofer out of the cabinet and I run that to the high level input of these subwoofers, which is just normal speaker wire, and then it has its own, uh, low pass filter, not low pass, line output converter built into it. So I don't have to run RCAs to it. It can go ahead and take that. And then I just use the low pass filter to cut off anything above like 100 hertz. Then it has its own gain and everything on there. So just kind of a plug. Try to get the silica thing off here. So we'll have to look into this a little bit. What do we got over here? Coin box volume. Yeah, so some of this stuff I'm hoping it's just, I can kind of take the factory stuff and plug it in. And then just use the factory volume controls. I don't know, I'll have to see. Hopefully. I was kind of looking, I just saw, yeah, the adhesive pad with screws and stuff like that. So clean and stick. We'll have to see where this goes. Because honestly, Pinsound extension. So this is how much I did not even look into this. I just bought what they said I needed and didn't even look into it. Pinsound Brothers. This is looking like it's just a amplifier. So, which that's fine. I don't care. System. I mean, this might be right here, the little processor specifically for my game, or this system type. So, because honestly, I don't even know if this replaces my factory soundboard, or if this is just the audio comes off the factory soundboard, goes to this, and this is just an amplifier. Quick start installation manual. So that's something I'm just gonna have to learn. So you guys aren't gonna follow me through this whole process, because I'll kind of do some parts and then I'll do an update, do some parts, do an update type of thing. So sadly, that's how much I don't even know about this. Is I don't even know if this is just an amplifier or if it's a whole sound card replacement. So we will figure that out. So came with a book, all this stuff. So the speakers, this is what I took it out of the big box. So looks like you do have a cab speaker adapter here. You have a subwoofer plate adapter if you need it. Let's see what we got. Okay, then this was also in there. This is Flipper Fidelity, Bally Williams, WPC 89 instructions. Installation instructions with pin soundboard. And I'm not even sure of the ohm loads of these, so I'm curious if I can just hook this up to the factory thing and it'll even work. If the ohm loads are correct. If it's a 4 ohm speaker, I don't want to put it on an 8 ohm amp. You can run more resistance, but you'll just get, if you double the resistance, you get half as much power out of it. So we'll have to see. So if the factory is 4 ohm and these are 4 ohm, I might just plug them in and see what they sound like. And then, I'm still going to run the Pinsound. but just kind of curious, see if it even see how it sounds with the factory amp, and we'll kind of go from there. So, see, I assume this one, big circle, yep, is going to be the replacement subwoofer. I almost called it a funky pup. That's an old brand. I don't even know if they're around anymore. That gives me like old school Cerwin Vega vibes right there. The old home speakers. And so does this say what it is on it? So because normally I just clamp on, I have some alligator clips, and I just clamp those on right there for positive and negative, and I run that to the speaker wire to the the high level input of the subwoofer that I got on the floor. Because like that Voodoo Glass and like shaker motors, I always just carry those over from one game to another because I change them out so much. I mean, I'm not gonna, this game. This is my wife's game. She really enjoys it. She got rid of her Haggis Fathom and bought this. But she really enjoys it. I really enjoy it. I don't, so it's probably going to stick around for a while. So we got in here speaker. So we got a little, like, probably about a 4-inch coax here. Chrome is kind of interesting. I'm wondering, 4SE, so it's probably a 4-inch. So, what's weird, and I don't want to say anything because it could be they're, so to speak, doing it on purpose. For the car audio stuff, a lot of times when you see the chrome speakers and stuff, that's kind of like the flea market. I've owned tons of imports, but you'd say like, well, the Ricer, the big spoilers, and 3-inch straight pipe on 120 horsepower. I love imports, but I would almost say that's like the $5 flea market stuff. But I could easily see that they're doing that because you can see it through the grill and with speaker lights and stuff like that. That could actually look really cool. So I'm not, I have no idea. But everybody seems to really like this brand and these speakers, so we will give them a shot. I know on the newer Stearns on a lot of games, people just do some like $30 Kenwoods and stuff like that. So this kit, the whole Flipper Fidelity kit, I think this kit was like 120. I don't remember off the top of my head. And then the Pinsound amplifier was like 3 something. So realistically, not gonna lie, had I realized that, I just would have found like factory replacement speakers that I would have went on. I can't even think of the name right now. Not Crutchfield. It's a website that I use for. Man, we use them for home theater and everything like that. It's just it's a great website if you just need like, exactly what you need, like this sensitivity, this frequency response, this. Oh man, I can't think of them. But you're like, I need this. Like if if you're building your own speaker cabinets and you're trying to buy individual components and stuff, man, I haven't used them forever. But I would have just went on there and you can buy individual stuff like low power stuff that'll work for this factory setup. $20-$30 per speaker. Which that's what I was kind of thinking. I was like, okay, yeah, if it ends up being $30 a speaker, I'm going to be in it for $90. This was a little over 100, so I was like, I'll just buy it. People love the kit. It's a kit, comes with extra stuff. I'll just do that. Won't have to mess with anything. So I already paid a little bit more than what I planned for that. And then I realized that you had to have the Pinsound amplifier, and I was like, holy crap. So So on that note, we're going to try it out, see what happens. Um, I'm sure it'll sound great. I'm just not sure I mean, it's going to do way beyond what I need it to do. I can almost guarantee that. So, but we'll start putting this stuff in. I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to start with just, first thing I want to do is just get the speakers in the game. See if they're like the same ohm load. If they're the same ohm load, I'll probably just go ahead and turn it back. It's on right now, but I'll turn it back on because I'll shut it off here in a second. We'll just see how it sounds with just only replacing the speakers before we do the amplifier. I mean, I know this has an amplifier on it, obviously, but because that's probably like, there's a chance, I'm just going to throw out a random number, but that sub could need, 50 to 75 RMS, and what's in there does like 5 or 10. So that's how a lot of car audio stuff works. They'll have a factory subwoofer, but the factory subwoofer is only doing 50 RMS, and any aftermarket sub you buy, like, even a cheap one, might want 200 RMS. So, but we will go ahead and I will put these 3 speakers in and we'll start there, and then I'll let you know. The flippers, I'm probably not really going to go over that with you because that's just basic everyday stuff, but I've never dealt with Flipper Fidelity or Pinsound, so I don't know. Let's see what happens. And somewhere along the lines, before I move this over, I'll put the leg protectors on there and stuff. So in the video, those are stupid bright orange, and that's barely lighting up. So I don't know. It may clash. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. But with the lights off, though, this is such a bright orange. Those will look good with the apron, but that's not as bright as, that's supposed to be more of a red color, but we'll see. Okay, so this has been a 22, 23-minute introduction. I'm going to go ahead and swap out the speakers, and we'll be back in a couple seconds for you. Okay, so it's only been about, say, 10, 15 minutes. It's been pretty easy. But you can see here, yeah, that foam's completely gone. And this is a complete replacement board. So what you have to do is basically screw these feet onto the bottom. And what I'm about to do is remove the backing on here. And I just cleaned the back box with some alcohol. And then let me, hold on, change my hand position here. And I'll zoom out a little bit. This will have to go, if I can get it right, off to the side a little bit because you're trying to avoid those brackets that are on there. So it'll end up being off to the right, kind of almost snug up against the other one. I can't, like if I try to put it on the other side, it doesn't work. I can't go over here because then it's on that harness. So, and I don't want to go higher above it because then these feet are up on the sticker. I'm just going to go off to the right about an inch. We'll go right there. And then start hooking up all the factory wiring. The factory wiring will all hook up to this, and then I haven't really hit anything yet, but this is the high fidelity speakers. They are in there, and you can kind of see the chrome coming through there, so that does work. And that's the small speaker. The bigger one's over here. But this is the wiring that came with the Flipper Fidelity speakers, and that's why I think it's optional because it comes with this kit. But and I don't know if you can see it without me lifting the playfield. Let me see here. Okay, I just paused my video on accident, but so I got that speaker mounted down in there with the adapter plate, so that's ready to go. So okay, let me get that board installed and start hooking up the factory wiring. But I think we're doing pretty good. Like I said, we're only about 10 minutes into this. This one over here had the adapter plate because it's only like let's say a 3-inch speaker from the factory. It's pretty small. So I had the adapter plate, but I'm going good. Well, I just screwed up. I just recorded about a 20-minute video, which would have put this close to an hour, so that's a little overkill anyway. And I didn't realize that the battery died on my microphone. So, yeah, fun times. Anyway, so now everything's done. Try to remember everything I just went over and everything like that over the last video. The leg protectors aren't that far off in person, but they are obviously brighter, but they do look pretty good. They got a good pop to them. And those are just 3D printed offline that Matt did for me. Flippers have been rebuilt. You can now see they are the black with orange. Did all 3 of those, got that taken care of. The speakers are obviously all done. You can kind of see a little bit of the chrome coming through as you move back there through the grill. So like I said, that might have been a an actual choice to do that, so that way you can see them in there a little bit. For all I know, they could offer an LED that goes back there too. The color changes, kind of like a stern or something. So that's all done. The Pinsound stuff, I did all this yesterday, and then I came back and I was doing more of it today. The Pinsound, there are no music files downloaded from the factory. So luckily that is pretty easy. I'm not a fan of having to download and unzip, and it always seems like somehow they make it a 10-step process. So this was actually very easy. Went to their website. All you have to do, you just click on download the file. It is a zip file. You don't even have to unzip it. You just copy and paste it to your thumb drive, come over, put it in the top of the sound card in there. And then the first time you boot it up, it seems like it takes about 5 minutes or so. But then anytime after that, it's just your normal 5-10 second startup, like all your other games. It is the last one in my arcade to boot up, but it's still, 5 seconds or something like that. It's pretty short. So this is all done now. I did try out the factory music for it. I also tried out about 8 or 9 different soundtracks for it. The disco one's actually pretty good, so I need to try that one out, let Jess hear it. But the only downside is during normal ball play, for all 3 balls, it's always the same song. So you end up hearing the same song kind of over and over and over again until you enter a mode. And then whenever you enter a mode, then, obviously from there it has 10 or 15 other songs that you can hear depending what mode you're in. So that's nice. They do have, I think it was 34, 35 different sound packs that you can download for this on the community page. So that's pretty nice. The one in here now is actually like John Wick Remix 2 or something. But I'll go ahead and start it up for you here in a second, let you hear that. But the problem is you're only going to hear the same kind of techno EDM type song unless I can get into a mode. And I'm not going to get into a mode only using one hand, that's for sure. So I replaced her start button switch. You kind of had to push on it and wiggle it around to get it to work. I had some micro switches that were from like doing nitrous kits and stuff like that, and it was the exact same. I just took the little arm that was on it off, and it snapped right into place, perfect fit, everything was fine, plugged it in, and now you have a nice crisp start button. I mean, here, you can hear this nice little... I wonder if you... Yeah, you hit the flipper, it revs. I don't know if the old one did that or not, but here we go. I can't play one-handed. Sounds really good though, especially like I said, if you can get into a mode. Yeah. Well, whatever. I'll do a play video of this soon, but besides, I guess I'm on ball 3, so I'll go ahead and play it. it up here so you can maybe hear it.
Get out of your car with your hands up. Right to Richmond Sun. Anything you say will be used in your court of law.
So, but there you go. The other thing I was going to say is, like, he had good rubbers on here. Like, he had been taking care of the machine. But stuff like this, I mean, you can kind of see brand new versus those are just really faded. So, but I'm surprised the game looks good overall by itself. So, there you go. Some basic little quick mods. Like I said, I have the donut. I don't know if I said it in this video or not. I have the donut shop mod coming up that covers up that metal plastic, that metal piece with the plastic donut mod. Cat's yelling at me now. You okay? No? All right. For once, you can actually see the side of Black Knight. So, there you go. It is all squared away. Probably the next time, I'll probably just go ahead and wait until I get the last mod in. It's on its way. I think it's going to be here Tuesday or Wednesday. 2 or 3 more days. The donut shop mod will be here, so I'll wait for that to show up until I do the final video. But there we go. Overall, Pinsound, yeah, no problem. I'll use them again. Everything was real easy, simple to do, no issues. I mean, it would be kind of nice if, since you have to tell them what game you have, well, then they would have to, yeah, but then they would have to provide a USB. But it'd be kind of cool if it already came with the factory, because you have to select your game whenever you tell them, whenever you're buying it. So it's like, hey, I'm buying a Getaway, or I'm buying this for a Getaway. It'd be cool if they already had the Getaway sounds installed whenever you got it. But now that it was that easy, I'm not that worried about it. If it was a little pain in the ass a little bit more, I'd be, well, you know, a little bit more upset. But anyway, there we go. See you guys later.